Alright, Thor, you need to, like, kind of go somewhere and stop bugging the Oops. I'm on live. Come on, baby. Come on. Come here, baby. What is it? You need to go somewhere. Here, come here. Right next to me. There you go, baby. Lay right down there. Here, let's get a soft pillow. Oh, my God. Do we have anyone in here? Oh, I got someone in here. Hold on. I'm situating my kitty. Here you go. Nice soft pillow. Alrighty. Spirit Moon, hello. How are you? Hold on. Just getting situated here. Oh, my God. Thor, you're going to be... See, if you can kind of see down. Hold on. Let's angle if I can angle it down. My kitty is being very needy today. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Give me one more second to set this up so I can see the chat. And let's make sure that volume's down. And give me one more second. Go to here. And hopefully I can pull my chat up. Yes, I can. And I don't need that playing. And I just need it on live chat. All right. Hi, Spirit Moon. Hi, Silver Willow. Hi, Janet. Hi, Owl's Patch. Say hi to Thorsy. Thor, it's a Thorsy cat. Oh. All right. You need to go over there, kitty. What the bleep is with this day? I wanted to do a video. So here's the thing. Someone, oh my God, and I don't remember who. Give me 1 second. I got to bring up one more website. I closed it out by accident because I'm silly. But I want to talk about. So there was someone posted a topic, or just a link to an article on the Wizards Tower Facebook group. And hold on, I'm going to try to find it. Let me see. Well, I can't find it. But it's basically talks about, and you know what? I will find the link to this article and pin it down into the comments on this. I know I always say that, and I never get around to doing it, but I will do it for this one. It is, you ever have that day, and this happens to me a lot, especially through retrograde. It's just, you wake up, and it's like, nothing can go right. And, you know, it's pretty common during retrograde, obviously. But, you know, it happens. And if you ever ask yourself, and I really hadn't up until I saw this post on the Wizards Tower Facebook page, and it just asks, are you being hexed? And it actually talks about how you can use cards to see if someone's if someone's hexing you. So I wanted to have a little fun with that. And see, because I'll be honest, I'm having one of those days. And here's the thing, you know, retrograde always gets me like this, and it's like not, and it's funny. Good morning, Janet. Because like this morning it started. I was already aggravated when I got up this morning because work was bugging me, and you know, yeah, Saturday morning, and then work was bugging me, and then just kind of silly, stupid things happen, and that's what it is with me. It's like, it's not like, you know, I don't walk out of the house and have a flat tire or have any kind of major things. It's like these little things. And it's funny because I feel bad for Maddie because he thinks I'm nuts. Because it'll be the silliest thing that'll just make me go, ah! You know, like, trying to think this morning what happened. He happened to wake up and catch it. No, I think I was making. Yeah, I dropped something. That's what I did. I was kind of making my breakfast, trying to be quiet because I got up early. He was still sleeping, and well, I thought he was still sleeping, and he gets up and. I'm putting it on in the kitchen, and stuff falls, and I'm like, oh, what the frig? And all the, the expletives come out. And Maddie, of course, was like, Dave, just breathe. Just breathe. And I wanted to talk about, because, see, and I think from poor Maddie's perspective, he's getting the cross-section of, like, my quintessential retrograde bad days. Right? If I drop a bagel, ow, all right. Thor, you're kneading me and it hurts. Yes, claws hurt. I don't wake up in the morning, drop a bagel, and just, that sets the whole day off. I just want to kill the world. That doesn't work like that with me. That's what people see. But like this morning, I get up. I actually get woken up by work. Someone having an issue. All right, I fix that. Then I go to the bathroom, and the toilet overflows. It almost overflows. So plunge. Doing that. I'm like, okay, this is annoying. Then, I'm like, all right, we're okay. Still quiet. I'm going to make some breakfast. I get my pan ready. I start my bacon cooking, yada, yada, yada. Get the eggs out. Drop one on the floor. I was like, what the? It's like, exactly. It's those little things, and it just keeps on going. I'll tell you what. Some days I would rather wake up, have like a flat tire on the car, or even two, deal with that BS, and then have it be over. But no, so it keeps going. Clean up that mess. The bacon's cooking. The smoke alarm's like, because every time I cook in this house, you would think I was, lighting bonfires. So I take it, and I'm trying to silence it, and it's like, no, it's an emergency. You can't silence it. So I take the batteries out. Okay. Put the fans on, get the air circulating, get the smoke done. All right, by then, I've cleaned up the egg mess, and I take my eggs, crack them. I like them sunny side up. Well, not really sunny side. So the way I cook eggs, and this is a whole other show, but I put them sunny side up, but I put a cover on it. So it's sunny side up, but it's good. Anyways, not even important for this conversation. So, in messing with the stupid smoke alarm and all that stuff, I burn the eggs, but not enough to make smoke. So anyways, I get my eggs, I eat them burnt. I go and I'm putting the batteries back in the smoke alarm. Boop, boop, boop. All right, no smoke in the house, smoke alarm's clear, boom. And it's one of those Nest ones. Actually, I spent those darn things are expensive. It is, exactly. It's the abnormal amount of stuff happening. So, and this is all true, I'm not even lying. Put the batteries back in, put it back in the ceiling. Beep. Batteries are dead. So I take it down, and I can't find the spare batteries. It takes double A's. So I'm like, oh. I put it on the kitchen table, and I'm like, I gotta go to the drugstore anyways. I'll get batteries. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, I already want to talk about this subject today, and you'll see where I'm going with this, because see if you have been cursed. I mean, I've never heard of this until it was posted, but it sounds pretty cool. You requires playing cards. Use the pip cards. I had a deck in my trunk, which I cannot find. Annoyance number 1243. So I'm like, all right, they're playing cards. I've got a CVS right up the street. Right across the street's what I thought was a Rite Aid. We'll get to that. So it's like, I gotta go get my prescription. It's only 7:30, 8 o'clock at the time. Plenty of time to go, come back, and have enough time to do this live. So, get in my car. Go to CVS. Walk into CVS. I could swear, like, if you go to any other CVS on the planet, these packages of bicycle playing cards, they're everywhere. They have the red and blue, and you tripped on them. They're on every end cap, every aisle in CVS. Not today, honey. Not today. No. They don't have any. They have Uno cards. They have this cards. They have... I'm like, okay, all right. It's just another thing going... Well, just go over to the Rite Aid. It's just right across the street. No. The Rite Aid that has been in this town since I moved in 15 years ago is gone. It's a big empty building. So I'm like, all right, okay. I know what I can do. I can take the major arcana out of one of my tarot decks, and it's the same thing, right? So I drive back home, grinding my teeth. But, by the way, I have to say this. Always look for the positive. I had to pick up a prescription at CVS anyways. And, at CVS, I gather my things. You go pick up the prescription, you pay right there. Well, the guy behind the counter was hot. Oh, my God. He was gorgeous. So I got a little exciting eye candy while I was shopping. Yeah, so well, it's like, they're everywhere until you can find them. And that happens a lot for stuff. That's just the way life is. But, like, I've never had a store be everywhere until you need the store and then you find an empty building. But that happens. So I come home and I'm like, all right, I'm going to get ready for this live. I just have plenty of time. Nope, another work issue. So I'm like, oh my God. All right, I get that dealt with. So now it's like 9:15. I'm like, all right, I got to set up the lights. I got to get this going. And, and then here we are. But it's like, the thing is, it's like you wake up and like 50 billion things just pile up and just make you want to scream. Is kind of like what I'm talking about here. Hey Jack. So the thing that brings me to the subject of today. What the is with this day? Hi long-haired, skitty-eyed toe. So back to this little test. To tell if someone's hexing you. You get, by right, a deck of playing cards. And I wish I had time, because see, if my morning didn't go to hell, I would have had my camera's perspectives going. But, hunty, not today, girl. But that's all right. So you get a deck of playing cards. If you can't find playing cards, you just take the majors out of your tarot deck. Use just the pips. It's the same thing. So you want to shuffle them really well. The article says, don't riffle shuffle. Just kind of shuffle them in your hands, but I don't know what the difference is. So I just say shuffle the way you like to shuffle, because I completely suck at shuffling. So, anyways, so I'm shuffling my cards. And you want to have them facing away from you. And think your intention. There's someone out to get me. What's going on? Why is my day sucking? So you can do, like, I can't do it that well, but like this kind of shuffling. So just kind of shuffle them up best you can. Do a shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And then what you're going to do when you're done shuffling them, okay, face down. So let me explain this before I try and do it. What you're going to do is you have them face down, and you're going to try to make 3 piles of 10. Okay? But, so you're doing it 1 pile at a time. So if you count 10 cards, you move on to the next pile. Count 10, move on to the next pile, count 10. But if you come across an ace while building your pile, you stop. and you move on to the next pile. Right, so if after your third card in your first pile is an ace, you move on to pile 2. We're following that? So I'm going to do this. I'm starting my first pile. I'm doing it right on the table here. I wish I had my cameras set up, but it just wasn't in the cards. But we're gonna try this. We're gonna do this, right? So my first card, it's already an ace. My first pile is done. Okay? Starting pile number 2. Alright? I've got 3 of swords, so we're gonna move to the next card. Ace of cups. Time for pile 3. Okay, I've got 4 of cups. I don't even know what this is. It's something of roses, whatever. Actually, it's not even important. So what's important is to count. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I stop. So now what you do, and I did this earlier and got the exact same results, which is quite interesting. Makes the wizard scratch his head. And this is how it's supposed to work in the article. If you get no aces, you're not being hexed. If you get 1, it's like a third. There's a 33% chance you're being hexed. If you get 2, it's like a 66% chance of being hexed. So there's a strong possibility that someone's wishing me ill by this test. Now, I don't know. I mean, I've never heard of this before, but it's quite fascinating. But I'll tell you what. Just by the way my day's been going, I'm not inclined to doubt it. But yeah, try that, guys. If you have a set of cards, it works best with regular playing cards, which you can pull the major arcana out of your tarot deck, and you can still do it that way. No, Alice, it's not just you. You should do this test. Because I'll tell you, and I want to talk a little bit about, I'm not sure where to go with this. But there's an element, you got to be careful. One of my original mentors, when I started practicing, hold on, I gotta show you. Hold on, kitty cam. Look at him. See? He's sleeping on this. He likes these soft white pillows. Oh, let's not wake up the kitty. Kitty. So, anyways, so what she had said to me is to be careful, because you can manifest your own hex and or negative energy. And I know I tend, when things stop making me stumble, I tend to exasperate things by just getting flustered, and that doesn't help. So we want to be careful not to self-sabotage ourselves, but it's quite an interesting little test, because I'll tell you, I've had the nagging feeling that there's someone out there who kind of don't like me and is kind of giving me the malarkey, as we say it in Italian, in Italian land. But yeah, I'd be interested. So give that a try, and why is my computer being silly? And see what it says for you. Now, I'm going to hop over to, I got to find that article, because the second piece, and this is the way my day's been going. because I'm on the Wizard's Tower thing, and no, I'm not. Yeah, I gotta find it. Give me a second, because I gotta find this article, because it also talks about, are there things you can do if you think someone's hexing you. And what's fascinating, here we go. I have it here. What's fascinating is it also speaks of ads popping up. There we go. Is it possible to curse yourself? All of this is possible. So let's talk about what is a curse, right? I love that Silver Willow. Mine isn't bad, but I tend to stay away from people. Yeah, I try, but they find me. All right. Anyways, so I'm gonna just gonna read a little bit from this article because I found it very, very fascinating, and I will. As soon as I'm done with this, and the video finishes processing, I will. You know what I'll do? Let's do this. I'll do you one better. Let me see. Command C. Give me a second. We're gonna hop over to the chat, and let me post it. There's the article I'm speaking of, right? And why the heck? Why can't I find my other one? I just had it right here. Here we go. That's the article I just posted I'm talking about. So I'm going to go through, and it says, what is a curse? A curse is a spell that is targeted directly at a person or place and is meant to cause harm. There are many such spells, but they can be broken down into categories. Now, I never thought of curses as categories, but it makes, after reading this article, it makes a little bit of sense. The first one is called the entropy or chaos curse. This spell increases the probability of harm to its target. Kind of a probability curse. The harm, hold on, I gotta wet my whistle. The harm might range from bad luck to death. It's fucking scary. I guess I should be thankful for just the bad luck. Geek. But the trademark of this curse is that there is no rhyme or reason to the harm caused. It just results in things generally going wrong. If a whole string of things keep going spectacularly and improbably awry, in other words, if shit keeps on hitting the fan, swirling around the fan, spitting out, and more shit flies into the fan, that's what this kind of curse. And that's kind of what if I'm cursed, and I guess there's a 66% chance by this test that I am. That's the one. It's just it's just not targeted. It's just stupid things that keep on going wrong. All right, the second type is called the binding. Okay, this spell causes an inability to act. It may manifest psychologically as depression or anxiety, or it may operate by simply making none of your plans amount to anything. If you find yourself completely unable to act upon your decisions, then you might be under a binding spell. Hey, Bone Whisperer! Hi, Hexen, how are you? We're talking bad days and curses and self-sabotage. So that's the binding curse. I don't think most of the stuff that I have been setting my mind to seem to be working out. Hello, Eureka Lady. How are you? So that's number 2. Number 3 is called The Lesson. Some users of magic want to dispense justice. And right or wrong, or justice and right or wrong, they are willing to use magic to do it. The specifics of these curses are always retributive, and their casters love to make the punishment fit the crime. There's little quoties there. Thus, if the target is a thief, they will be stolen from. And if they are a user, they will be used. If you find yourself suddenly and consistently a victim of your own medicine, you might want to look around for a nearby witch with a good guy badge. I kind of like this one because I'm kind of an eye for an eye. I'm a big karma believer. And while I don't cast curses, I sometimes like to give karma a nudge. And I'll be honest, this number 3, so the other curses I have issue with. I mean, I don't believe in harming other folks. I mean, come on. We live in I mean, especially here in the States. And I know on Saturday mornings, I don't know how many, I got 16 folks in there. I know on Saturday mornings, sometimes I get some of the UK folks in here. But here in the States, especially, you know, since the big island, I don't want to get political, but especially since the big orange idiot graced the White House, things have been this country's just been a mess, right? So sometimes karma needs a nudge. I mean, it just does. Needs a little... So number 3, I don't categorize that as a hex. I would never wish bad luck or harm to anybody. But a taste of their own medicine? Oh, absolutely. I'm a firm believer in karma, and if you steal from me, I'm not going to steal from you, but you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to do a spell that you get robbed, that you get your medicine. And actually, let me back up. I'll never be specific. I will say in such spell, such and such person crossed me. I invoke karma to, do its thing. Whatever. I just keep it general, and I don't consider that cursing. Just like a subsection of number 2. Let's rewind a little bit. The binding, because I remember a conversation that we had and that Mama Squirrel had, Jen Willowind, had on her channel about how she approaches hexing, cursing, as binding rituals. If someone's coming for you and you cast a curse to protect yourself and to bind them from... Oh, the UPS guy's here. Oh my God, if I could move my phone and give you a shot of this. Ooh, that's 2 hotties in one day. And I know, Maddie, when you come home, I'm going to be like a little Ranny. Whew! Oh my God, Maddie's not even watching. I'm going to get in so much trouble. But binding someone from casting at you offensively, I also don't categorize as a curse. So number 3, the lesson, not so much. All right, number 4, this is the last one. So Willow says, I've been waiting for karma to hit a person for a while. Well, there's nothing wrong with getting, doing a simple, you can either use a white or a black candle. Black is protection. White, in my belief, stands for all colors. It's like the general purpose, because I don't have anywhere to put things, because the only place in my house that doesn't have an altar set up is the chairs and the couch. So, Maddie, but whatever works for you, take your candle, carve your intent on it, and keep it non-specific. Karma doesn't like when, so if someone, and I know I'm getting a little off the beaten path, and we'll talk about the special purpose curse, because it might fit in. But, yeah, black and red also work. Yeah, it's whatever works for you. I will carve in the candle, karma help karma, over and over again, inscribed with like a little athame. Just that, karma help karma. I'll anoint it with, whatever oil works for you. Roll it in some herbs. What do I use for stuff like that? Am I gonna look? But anyways, any black salt, anything that's a protection. That's the thing, a protection. Because if you're waiting for karma to protect you, it's done, in my mind, as a protection. Black salt, graveyard dirt, sage, any of those protecting. Well, sage might be cleansing. I may not use sage. I actually use graveyard dirt and or black salt. And you light said candle and you just do a little incantation. Now, I have it in my book somewhere and I wasn't prepared to share it, but any kind of intent, make up a little incantation, because I just say you wing it till you bring it. That's what I do. And nothing wrong with sending karma. So try that. Do that. Meditate on it. Nice. Karma help karma. Carve that in your candle. Let that bad boy burn completely out. So I use smaller spell candles. These are a little too big for me because I like my candles to completely burn out to complete my spell. Hanukkah candles work the best. Give it a try. Nothing wrong with helping karma. That's why, that's what karma is there for. And I'm a big believer in karma. So anyways, this brings us to number 4, the fourth kind or category of curse. It's called the special purpose curse. Let's see what he says about this. This is a catch-all category for things like ascending of rats or the evil eye. These spells are usually specific, have a great deal of allure associated with them, and are generally spectacular in their results. There is nothing subtle about your house being infested with dozens of rats. In this case, each spell has its own hallmark sign, but they are all very spectacular. When life starts feeling like a horror movie, you have a special purpose curse. Yeah, that's not what I thought it was going to be, but yeah, that's, again, stay a little bit away from that bad boy because I just don't. Oh, let's see. All right, karma help karma. She's too slow. Send this spell fast to my foe. Make them suffer my own pain. Return to them what's theirs again. That's simple as that. Perfect. Yeah, and that's just it. Wing it till you bring it, and and I make little quips like that. That's how I do my spells, and I will light my candle and I will chant that over and over again. As I'm lighting it. And then I'll let it burn completely down, and then I'll chant it again around the candle, take the wax. This is what I love about Hanukkah candles. They produce no wax. But it is important, at least in my belief, that when, if you do a regular candle like this, you take the remaining wax and you bury it in your backyard. All right. So the next section of this article, it says, can you put a curse on someone and not know it? Interesting. Well, let's see. Hexes are intentionally malevolent spells. A hex is never accidental. and is usually cast by someone with knowledge in witchcraft. Curses, on the other hand, two different things, are sometimes less intentional and can be set in motion when someone simply thinks or speaks ill against another. So there's a difference. When it's a hex, it's pretty specific. It's a hex. Even the term hex isn't something you hear about. You very rarely hear it from people who don't practice magic, like the term hex. I don't hear it a lot. Curse, I've heard it. My mom was completely Roman Catholic, just bit shy of a nun. She knew what the word curse was, but she wouldn't know what hex means. So that's the difference. Hexes are focused and intentional. Curses can be accidental. You could say, oh my God, I hate this person. I wish a house would fall on them. Got to be careful, because I really don't think a house is going to fall on them, but ill will can happen. And, the next section talks about, how do I know if I'm cursed? People who are simply having a bad time in their lives often think they are victims of curses. Knowing whether you are really cursed requires some careful self-examination. You must first ask yourself if you are being honest and objective, and whether what is happening might just be coincidences, self-sabotage. If you really believe that what is happening might in fact be cursed by magic, there are ways to check. If your area has an occult store or a local pagan group, you might be able to find help there, or use some simple divination method below. This is the divination method below is what I just spoke about, and actually has the steps in there. I posted it in the chat, so scroll up, it's up there. I will put it in the comment section below, and it was posted in the Wizards Tower Facebook group. Let me see, who posted this? Jennifer Bebo posted this, and I want to definitely thank her. So it's very interesting. Someone at times says, Dave, I hear you, especially being Italian. They know a lot about you. Yes, exactly. And it's funny. The old school Roman Catholic Italians, right? They'll sit there and they'll be like, that's superstitious, that witchcraft is wrong. But you know what? My mom had garlic on the windowsills. She had her superstitions, and I'm sorry, it really shows that everything's intertwined. And it's funny, I'm going to squirrel for a moment, but there's a friend of mine I have at work, and we were having this very conversation. She was raised Roman Catholic, and I'm kind of helping her along because she's finding she's being very drawn to spirituality and paganism. They do coexist. They can coexist. Now, if you walk into that Roman Catholic church to that priest and say, hey, I come to church every day, but I'm also a witch, they'll probably throw the entire vat of holy water at you and, expel you from the place. But that's just the man-made hypocrisy. Because we can, being a Christo-pagan who was raised Roman Catholic, I can see all through the BS. Even right down to, you shalt not worship false gods. There's only one God. Well, really? Well, then how come we say prayers to St. Mary, St. Peter, St. Michael? That's worshiping false gods. So a lot of hypocrisy there. And I firmly don't believe that's Jesus' intent. Jesus is, if Jesus were to knock on my door, Jesus is a cool guy. Jesus will sit down and he will talk spirituality. He'll probably hit the bong. I mean, this is my vision of Jesus, because you know why? Look at the way, and this is a whole other, and I'm going to have a whole other show on this, because if you look at the way he acted and you know, walked around sharing knowledge with people, yeah, the Italian horn charm, evil eye, they used to call it the Milwaukee. Oh yeah, I've seen it all. I've seen it all in my lifetime with my Italian parents. But yeah, this stuff all Jesus' religion is compassion. Yeah. When Jesus was on the cross, and I don't want to have church over here. I don't have, you know, if you got any bread, maybe I'll bless it for you. You can have some communion. I'm kidding. Kidding. I don't want to commit sacrilege. But if you remember when, and Jesus does, oh, absolutely, Jesus was a hippie. If you remember when he was on the cross, being, you know, he's there dying because he's nailed to a cross and they're stabbing him, you know, whatever. The thing is, he forgave the murderer and the prostitute. And the thief, I think. You know, so it isn't like the Catholic Church is, you know, it's all mind control. Exactly, Hexen. Compassion towards everybody, no matter of race, religion, color, sexuality. And you're exactly right. Christianity. Here's the thing. So I want to be careful how we squirreled a little bit from the original subject, but we'll get back to it. Let's see where this goes. Christianity, as it stands today, is the man-made religion, very politicized, very... Actually, hold on one second. I gotta get up a second. I'll be right back. Sorry. Ugh. I'm gonna turn this fan off because it makes it hot in here. I'm coming back. Oh, I hope I don't fall. The way my morning's been going. Oh, what did I just break? Oh, I just knocked something over. So anyways, yeah, it's the man-made stuff, and it's political, and it's meant to... I hate to say it, but modern religion is meant to politicize and control people. They make their man-made rules that Jesus never spoke of. So I'm going to leave it there. Because, yeah, that's what I just said. Religion was created to control the masses. That wasn't Jesus' intent. Jesus' intent was to enlighten and just to make people better. And anyways, yeah, and it does. Well, the thing is, modern religion does separate us. You're absolutely one. I mean, you look at this country, and it's like, I haven't seen the United States of America so divided in my lifetime. I actually think we are pretty close to at least Vietnam War era separation, if not Civil War era separation. The ideologies in this country are so divided because of the individual we have in the White House who, you know, whose base is just full of hate. And it's a very scary thing, and I just don't, I don't know. Someone says, Dave, and when I get a bad headache, my grandmother would get a bowl of water and drop oil into it and see how large the oil would get, and then say these words in Italian and rub oil on my head. Yeah. So what's the difference? And I'm sure your grandmother probably called it a blessing, but what's the difference between a prayer and a blessing or a spell? Because I've been, you know, blessed with oil, with little incantation. It's so muddy. that that it comes across as pretty darn hypocritical, you know. But anyways, we kind of got off the main path here, which we can bounce back to that. I just want to finish, because now we're going to get to I think it's the last part of this. Well, is it the last part of this article? Yeah, well, it is, yeah. Whoops. Bleh. What to do if you are cursed. If you're cursed, then it's most likely low-end magic practiced by an amateur. Professionals are generally occupied with more important things. And that's true, I believe. People who, yeah, right, Silverulo says recipes are spells, pretty much. Teas. They all, chamomile tea. It's meant to relax. It's kind of a spell. Okay. However, amateurs can have a lot of raw power, even when their technique is lacking. And their curses can be very dangerous. There are a couple of ways to deal with the curse. One, the first is to become an initiate in some tradition of magic and learn to protect yourself. This is not for everyone. No matter what some of the books may say, not everyone is suited to magic. And it's extremely time-consuming, difficult, and brings its own dangers. Being initiated into something is also not for everyone. While I attended the Grey School of Wizardry online, I'm not really a coven person. I believe that intent is more powerful than rules, and you can come up with your own disciplines. Okay. You just got to make sure you're doing your own research. So if you are a good self-studier and you can do your own research, then that'll do you. There's plenty of books. If you learn from others better, then maybe get initiated into, a group, a coven, or something like that. It all is going to depend on what's for you. So the second way is to use a simple spell that anyone can do without real training. You don't need practice, but you do need to follow the instructions carefully and conscientiously. There's tons of spells out there. I know I did a video on my witch's bottle, which protects me. And the thing is, you can also, like in my case, I will grab maybe a spell online and tweak it to make it feel a little more right for me. That's okay. That works. It works because if you're using like the right herbs, if you're using the right candles, the right method, and your intent is strong and you're focused and your mind is clear, it's gonna work. It's gonna work for you because intent is 9/10 of the spell. It's what it is. Intent is 9/10. That 1/10 is your ritual. Right? Maybe 8/10. But the moral of the story is intention, intention, intention. That's the big thing. Intention. Also, clear your mind. You don't want to, and I've been guilty of this, you don't want to be like so pissed off that you're just throwing shit together and you're lighting candles and doing incantations hastily, and no, you're gonna self-destruct if you do that. You need to meditate, be calm about it, plan it, and thoughtfully and intentionally execute. Right? Not in haste, in plan. Okay? So this article also talks about, it actually gives an example of a simple curse breaking spell. All right, so let's go through it. Items needed. The target, the item, person, place that has been cursed. You know, if it's yourself, if it's your cat, if it's your house, whatever. A tub of water large enough to submerge and wash the target, or enough water to wash down the area or location. And I might even tweak this a little bit. If I was removing a spell on myself, you could also do it outside in a bathing suit with a huge, get a huge bunch of water in a pitcher and dump over yourself. But let's see where he's going with this. Enough sea salt so that the water to salt ratio is about 100 to 1. You want it a bit salty. If you fill the tub with about 100 cups of water, then a cup of salt should suffice. So you're going to do 100 parts water, 1 part salt. If you only need a cup of water to immerse a small object, then a couple tablespoons salt will do. When in doubt, it's better to use too much salt. So that's the thing. You can use more, but I think you want to have at least that 100 to 1 ratio. You want it to be strong enough. Okay, and I see, and the thing is, when you've been doing magic as long as I have, I'm looking through things and things are already popping in my head. If you live near the ocean, that's about as good a sea salt as you're going to get. Stand in the beach, submerge yourself, and use nature's bathtub with all the sea salt you'll ever need. It'll work. It's all about intention. But anyways. Okay, so enough sea salt so the water, blah, 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 blah. If you, 100 cups, you only need, Best times to perform this ritual. During the new moon, on a Thursday, at noon, at midnight, at dawn, or dusk. Or at any time associated with transitions. I see where they're going with this. A new moon, we're transitioning the moon. Noontime, AM to PM transition. Midnight, you go into the next day. I see this. Dawn, I don't know. Dawn or dusk, sunrise, sunset. That's a good one. But even I still, personally, intention. This is where intention becomes 9/10. So if you're doing it at 1:30 in the afternoon, I still think it's okay. I still think it has its effectiveness, but that's going to be a personalized thing. Because again, it's the intent. So this is the process. You fill your tub with water. The temperature should be comfortable for a long soak if the target is a living thing. Open and hold up the container of sea salt. Now this wouldn't apply if you do it at a beach or if you gather salt water from the beach, but nonetheless. This part I would just say over the top. But anyways. Open and hold the container of sea salt. Clear your mind. Very important, that part. And say the following words while concentrating on what they mean to you. Say them slowly, confidently, and meditatively. And this is the incantation. In the names of my ancestors, my gods, and myself, I call upon thee, O creatures of earth and water. Come forth, cleanse, the name of the target, of all evil and alien magics, and restore them, restore them to balance, me to balance, whatever the pronoun would be, and restore them to balance and health. By our wills combined, so mote it be. Nice little incantation, and then you pour the sea salt into the water. I would do this a little different, but we'll continue through. Pour the sea salt into the water, keeping your mind in that calm meditative state. Submerge or wash the target slowly. If you are the target, get in the tub and simply lay back and soak. Relax. Let everything slip away. If you're cleansing any object or location, you will have to make sure the water touches every inch of the surface. Again, that's getting a little out of intent. Another variation of this is, let's say you don't want to do it in the house. Let's say you don't have a bathtub. You have a shower instead. But you get a kiddie pool. Fill it with some water, warm water, put a whole bunch of salt in it, get a pitcher. And what I would do is I would say that incantation over and over again while cleansing myself like a wash with the pitcher of salt water. You could do this at the beach. Take a picture. Not a picture, a pitcher. Stand, maybe waist deep in the water, ocean water. Say the incantation as you are pouring the water over your head, like a cleansing, like a baptism, if you would. This will work. Okay. Do this for at least 10 minutes. When you are done, drain the water away and rinse it off the target. It is absolutely necessary that all the salt water is washed off the target. In the case if you're doing yourself, if you're doing it at the beach, go home, take a shower, Yeah, that right? Awesome idea. Starlight. You can tie a sachet of salt to a shower head. Put it on low, let it rinse over you. Yeah, see, you can get creative with some of these things. Right? So when you are done rinsing the salt off, you're going to say the following words in the same way that we did the first incantation. This, I think, is the thank you. And what it is, it's, again, you're going to say it in a meditatively melodic tone. I thank thee, O creatures of earth and water. In the name of myself, my gods, and my ancestors, be released to your home, doing no harm on your way, and return to me with glad hearts when next you are summoned. By our wills combined, so mote it be. And yeah, and then you thank them, and you can tweak these to however it feels good for you, right? I'm gonna keep an eye. Oh, 10:30. Yeah, 10:30. Keep an eye. I like to wrap up before Simon goes live, though I haven't seen him in here. But it's as simple as that. And this article talks about. Oh, I just saw the thing. Okay, so Simon is going live in 30 minutes, so we got some time. So this thing talks about. This article talks about other curse breaking rituals. If you prefer, you can perform another ritual instead of. Or in addition to the curse breaker described above. Try any of these. At dawn and sunset, burn sage or bay leaf as a cleansing. Sink into a natural source of water. Oh, here we go. Sink into go to the beach, natural source of water. A creek, a river, ocean, for example, and let the water carry the curse away. All right, so whoever wrote this article is kind of... Yeah, so I just, let me stop. So Dave, is Simon going live today? I think I just saw an alert go across that's saying he's going live in 30 minutes. So I believe so. I believe he goes live at like 11. So I guess the author of this article kind of thinks the way I do. Like there's different variations. Another thing, use selenite to cleanse and break a curse. Oh, it's the way my day's been going. I keep selenite all over the place. I've got selenite everywhere. I don't know what. Oh, it's my little marble fell. It's round. I leave you down there, so I forgot my selenite bars are holding stuff up on my thing. But yeah, Get a couple of pieces of selenite, selenite tower. That's perfect. Create a tea of hex-breaking herbs, steeped in water to cleanse your home. When you're done, toss the water outside. Yeah, I don't know how about that. That works. You just make tea and walk around the house. Yeah, I don't know about that. But, if it works for them, it works for them. See, not everything works for everyone. Oh, there's another section here. What about reflection spells? Now, I'm not going to go into details, but I do have a reflection spell that I use when I feel like I'm being cursed, and I don't have it. I didn't think to grab my mirror, but there's another one. Is you can do a quick little incantation. You get a small hand mirror, and you can say any incantation. Reflect the. I wish I remembered. I have written down the incantation, but you go to the windows, you face the mirror out, and you basically incantate. Reflect the spell back to its creator, and you do that at each window. Reflect this curse back to its sender. Reflect this, and I will do this at each window. I do that as part of, and I actually did that this morning, sage. So when I smudge my home, I have my big piece of sage somewhere, and I will go to each window, portal, any entryway into the house. All right, I walk up to it, and I just make, because I'm Christo-pagan, I make a cross, and then I make a pentacle. And I do it, I know it's opposite on the phone, I do it clockwise. For me, For me, if I'm reflecting, if I'm trying to expel a curse out of my house, counterclockwise, you're turning it back. To protect my house, I do clockwise for my pentacles at each window. It's kind of a little cleansing thing. But let's see. You could use them. He's going to be, wow, this guy's like in my brain. You can use a mirror spell to reflect and deflect the curse back at the cursor. He does not recommend this. If there's no curse, if it's just an overreaction, overactive imagination, then you might mistakenly curse yourself. I don't believe that. If you keep it, this is why I keep it generic. Unless I'm 100% sure someone's cursing me, I will not do any intention with a mirror spell. It's more of like a, I do it more as a protection in a generic sense of the word. But at that, and it's a great article. Check out the article. You know what I'll do? I'm going to do this. I'm going to post it one more time in the chat. That way it's in here. It's a great article to read. Check it out. And yeah, it's a great, if you feel like you're being cursed. And I want to close because I want to be done by 1:15. That way people can go over and filter into Simon's live. Be careful not to self-sabotage. So before doing any of these things, if you think you're being cursed, I would take a day or even a weekend and really detach and meditate and, take a hike, do something, remove yourself. What I do is I remove myself from my environment and, I'll go kayaking, I'll go on a hike, and I will just do a reset on myself. Sometimes I find that gets things reset, and all my cluster poo-poos go away. And that's the whole self-sabotage piece, because sometimes you just get into that thinking, oh, the world's out to get me and nothing's going right, and that's it. And once you say those words, nothing's going right, nothing will go right. So I'm going to leave it at that. We've been an hour and 5 minutes. Do you guys, for the last few minutes, does anyone have any questions? Cluster poo-poos. I know it's Saturday morning, so I want to be a little bit non-sweary. I want to behave. But you guys anyone have any questions? Oh yeah, this happened with a project at work. Oh sure. Yep. Oh, I know. You get that? Things are just not going to go right. Now, when you say this happened, was it a self-sabotage, or is it like... Because I've had both happen. I've self-sabotaged myself. I've gone in and like, this shit's not going to work. And it don't work. But then again, a lot of times I'm right. And my coworker. And I'm like, well, that's not the way to do it. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. And that's not really self-sabotage. That's just me telling people it's not going to work, because I work in technology and I know it's not going to work. And sometimes they don't want to listen to me and things don't work. And then I'm like, told ya. So, anyone have any questions before we sign off today? Hop over and catch Simon Goes Live at 11 Eastern. Says, yeah, so Jennifer says, yeah, it started going bad, and then each member of the team just started saying it's never going to meet schedule, and even a few saying it's cursed. Yeah. That could be, I would almost guarantee that there would be more of a self-sabotage thing. Just because the likelihood, let's think about this a minute. The likelihood of a curse, because I don't see curses working like that. Unless the person in charge of the project is cursed and that it's just being led in the wrong direction. Stuff like that is typically self-sabotage. And, a lot of times, because that happens to me at work, and me being the technical guy, it's, I know it's not going to work, and I tell them it's not going to work, and I have to let them find out. Simon's YouTube name is The Hermit's Cave. There you go. Katie put it right in there. Yeah. I think he's having a pretty good cup of ketchup and cards today. I believe this is the one where he's going to have 2 guests on at the same time. Let's get that under the wire before Google Hangouts completely disappears. But anyways, guys, let me know if you like this. Oh yeah, we'll see. Well, okay, Jennifer says, I don't believe it's cursed per se, just everyone stopped trying to figure out ways and putting it behind other things since they didn't think it was going to... Yeah, that's self-sabotage right there. When you just give up, that's the ultimate self-sabotage instead of fixing it. So the way because I'm like the technical, and I work in technology, and a lot of... what annoys me is a lot of times they don't invite me to meetings because I'm the squeaky window. I see windows. I'm the squeaky wheel. And I'm like, not going to work, not going to work, not going to work. And then, my boss is like, well, just give it a try. I'm like, okay. And when it don't work, it's like, told you. So they hate me. Does anyone know the significance of black windows? I do not. I know the significance of my dusty black mirror, which is more of a divination type of thing. So I'm not too sure of the significance of black windows. Not too sure. I'll have to look that up. Oh my God! See, I can't read. Black Widow's the spider. Well, the Black Widow, outside of being very poisonous, a couple of interesting facts is that they eat their mates. So, just hope your wife is not a Black Widow. Yeah, there's Simon's page. Perfect. All right, guys. Thank you for joining. Let me know if you enjoyed this topic. I want to get back to doing some of these out there. I don't want to say out there topics, just kind of different topics for some of the Saturday morning stuff. Yeah, thanks for joining. Like and subscribe. Yeah, I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be a fun way to lighten everyone's Saturdays, especially since there's a few of us that have had some bumps this morning. This is a good way to deal with it and kind of put a smile on faces, and let's put our best feet forward and enjoy the rest of our day. Oh, Jennifer, you definitely got to watch it because it's fast. It's such a fascinating subject. Yeah, that's why I want to do more of these topics. But anyways, guys, I love you. Like, subscribe, be kind and love one another, and yeah, have yourself a fantastic weekend. Bye now.